Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Kara if it's your first time here. Hi, hello. Today we're doing a book haul. I bought more books and wasn't expected, that's for sure. All of a sudden I just started accumulating and then I ended up with like 15 books, so that's great. All right, so should we just get into it? Because why not? Let's just get into it. Let's just start off with what happened. Don't judge me, okay? Don't judge me. I fell down a rabbit hole and I can't get out. I am struggling. I am just grasping at straws here, okay? So my two best friends are obsessed with A Court of Thorns and Roses. I read them and I thought, okay, I was definitely not on the same level as they were, but I did enjoy them. And then my one friend was like, okay, you should read Crescent City. And obviously the entirety of BookTube is like, we are obsessed with Crescent City. So then I was like, okay, maybe I'll read it. And then I did, and now I'm obsessed with it. And I can't stop reading it, and it's really good, and I really like it. So then I bought this one. And here we are today. Here we are today. This was totally unexpected for me. I feel like I am giving a part of myself up when I say that I am enjoying reading these. I don't want to talk about it a whole lot, but I do want to talk about it, if you know what I mean. So this is Sarah J. Maas's first adult fantasy series, and it's very like much more adult. Like there's swearing and there's drinking and there's partying and there's like, it's just A Court of Thorns and Roses brought to a whole new level, and I'm obsessed with it. I didn't think that I would like fantasy romance, but I like this. I am admitting it. I am fully admitting it. So these are the first ones. I just needed to get out of the way because I didn't think this was happening, and it did. Very much so. It did. The Book of Cold Cases by Simone St. James. So Simone St. James wrote The Sundown Motel, which was like a huge thriller of last year or the year before, I believe. And this is her newest book. I am not like the biggest thriller reader ever, but it sounds very interesting. So basically the premise to my understanding is that there were two murders that were somehow connected by this one woman. This woman got arrested and then she got acquitted, and then multiple years later someone is doing a project or like some kind of interview about the woman who was acquitted in those murder trials, and I think it's kind of following that storyline. I don't like to know a lot about my thrillers before I go into it because I want to be surprised. Sounds really interesting. I've heard, I mean, obviously Sundown Motel was huge. I'm thinking this is going to be a good one. I'm quite excited to read it. Doesn't seem too long, so that's great. All right, my next book I have to show you is Everything I Never Told You by Celeste Ng. This was disappointing. I already read it because it's so short and I was just like in the mood for a short book. So basically this book is about a suburban family in Ohio, and their youngest daughter is found dead. They're not sure how she died, but it's kind of all about all of the stuff leading up to her death and trying to figure out why she died. I didn't love it, unfortunately. I read Little Fires Everywhere, really liked that, but this one is her debut novel and it just didn't hit the mark with me. So sad to report, but yes, I do own it now. Next book I have here is Rules of Civility by Mortals. This is supposed to be a very good book. My cousin read this last year and really loved it. Mortals wrote A Gentleman in Moscow, which I tried really hard to read and I just couldn't get on board with it. So this sounds like it's a historical fiction set in the 1930s in New York City. Sounds very glamorous, sounds very fun. It sounds like there's a chance encounter between a man and a woman, and it's just in the setting of New York City, and it just seems like fun and glamour, and I'm kind of here for it. I mean, even you can see on the cover, very glamorous here. Mortals is supposed to be an incredible author. I just couldn't get on board with A Gentleman in Moscow, but he also wrote The Lincoln Highway 2, which was released last year, which I'm also interested in. But really looking forward to this. This is also on my 30 books before 30. So I will be getting to this in the next few months, hopefully. Next book we have here is one I am quite excited for, and that is Crossroads by Jonathan Franzen. This is it. This is the book. I have heard such great things about this. Okay, the cover is just everything I want, okay? It's like set in the 70s. It's like a generational family saga. I am here for that. I want the hippies. I want the lifestyle. it sounds amazing. I have heard incredible things about Jonathan Franz's writing, so I'm hoping this one is going to be a 5-star. I have very high hopes. Next book I have here is one that I am also, again, 5-star feels, and I am pumped for, and that is Still Life by Sarah Winman. This is another generational family saga. Do you see a theme here? I like the generational family sagas. This is a book that Simon from Savage Reads loves, and he was predicting it was going to be on the women's long list prize for fiction, which unfortunately it wasn't. But I am so excited to read this. So this is a book set in the Italian countryside in the 1940s. Sounds like it's maybe like a little bit of World War II historical fiction, but basically chance encounter between a man and a woman, and it leads to a generational family saga, and I love that. I am here for it. I am so excited about this. I think it's gonna be a really great read, and it's just a stunning book. I mean, can we just look at that? Isn't it gorgeous? Isn't it gorgeous? Next book I have here is Red Rising by Pierce Brown. I have heard nothing but fantastic things about this book. Becca from Becca and the Books loves this. My boyfriend loves this. My friends love this. Everyone who I have heard has read this has loved it. I am so excited to read this. And guess what? TBR Tinder played in our favor this month, and this is what we're reading. This is gonna be one of the books I'm reading, and I'm so excited about this. My boyfriend describes this as a class warfare on Mars. Sounds good to me. I'm in. Done. Sci-fi. It's a big series. Heard really good things. I think I'm gonna love it. And it's like a shorter-ish sci-fi fantasy too, so we love that. Really looking forward to this. Can't wait to get my hands on it. And another TBR Tinder pick for this month is Vladimir by Julia May Jones. This is another book that I talked about in my most anticipated releases of 2022. So this is about a college professor who has an open relationship with his wife, and I'm pretty sure he gets involved with some students on campus, and things don't turn out well. I know this is a book about sex. It is a book about colleges. It is a book about drama, all of the things. I'm very interested to read it. I've heard really great things of people who have read it so far, so really looking forward to this one as well. And we're gonna be reading it in April, so follow along as I read it. Next book I have here is The Book of Form and Emptiness by Ruth Ozeki. This is one of the books that was chosen on the Women's Long List Prize for Fiction. So this is a book about a young boy who has lost his father, and he is dealing with some severe grief and trauma from it. Inanimate objects begin talking to him, and there is a book that starts to talk to him and try and guide him through some of the feelings and emotions that he's having. It's going to speak to me. I'm going to cry. I have a feeling I'm going to be reading this literally 5 pages and I'm going to start crying, and I will love it. Definite 5-star predictions here. I'm so excited to read this. It's going to be a good one. It's going to be great. I can't wait. The next book I have here is one that I am extremely excited about, and that is This One Sky Day by Leon Ross. This is another book for the women's fiction long list. I am beyond excited for this. Again, Simon from Savage Reads told me this was gonna be good, so I trust his opinion. Also, fun little fact about this book, it has sprayed edges. Isn't it glorious? I did not expect this. It is just absolutely stunning. It has like these orange top and bottom and then this like camouflage sprayed edges. It's just absolutely beautiful. I did not expect to be getting this copy, and I am so excited about it. I ordered it off of Amazon and like somehow I got it. I don't know. I am not a type of person who like goes out and collects really fancy books, but I am so excited to have this in my collection. To be honest, I just read the blurb about this, and it basically says 2 star-crossed lovers meet, and that's it. I don't really like romance, but I don't believe this is a romance. This is definitely more literary fiction from what I have heard. And it also has an element of magical realism, which I am so excited about. So very much looking forward to this. Next book I have to show you here is The Sentence by Louise Erdrich. This is a book that I had to get. This is on the Women's Prize for Fiction long list, and it is a book written by a Minnesota native author, and she has a bookstore right in my area. If you want to see a vlog of me going to that bookstore, wait till the end of this video. This is a book that is set in Minnesota, and it is spanning a timeline from 2019 to 2020. So going through everything that Minneapolis went through in 2020. One of the settings is a bookstore in Minneapolis, Minneapolis, and Louise Erdrich owns a bookstore in Minneapolis, which I have been to, and it's great. And this is a signed copy, and I'm so excited about this. I have to read this because this is on the Women's Prize for Fiction long list, of course. And Louise Erdrich is obviously such an amazing author. I am so excited to pick this up. Last book we have here is one that I am so excited about, and that is Gallant by V.E. Schwab. I scored a signed first edition of this book. I am psyched about it. V.E. Schwab wrote The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue. She has written Darker Shade of Magic. She's written Vicious, and BookTube knows and loves her, okay? I don't know what this is about. I think it's a book about like a shadow world or something like that, but it is a YA. The illustrations in this book are like beautiful. I mean, I'm very excited to read this, and I think it's going to be a very quick read. I've already heard some raving reviews about it already, so cannot wait to get to this one as well. And it's a signed copy, so this is a prized possession for me. So there we have it. All of the books that I have hauled. This is it. This is what I do with my time. If you enjoyed this video today and want to go on a book shopping trip with me, make sure to click this video right here where I take you through some of my favorite bookstores in Minneapolis, getting some of these books that I just hauled. I hope you all enjoyed this video. I hope it brought a little bit of joy to your life today, and have a great day. I will see you next time. Bye!